Hey, this is Her Voice Unfiltered, where the words don't ask for permission, they just arrive. I'm Michonne, poet, healer, storyteller, and this right here, this is where we feel it before we fix it. So, let's put some feeling to these words. Some days it's conversation, some days it's poetry, and today we're listening to the sound of no. No didn't echo the way I thought it would. It didn't shake the room, didn't crack the walls, didn't even raise its voice. It just stood there, firm, unapologetic, unfamiliar. Because I was used to maybe, trained in we'll see, fluent in overextending just to keep the peace. But peace was never keeping me. So when no finally showed up, it sounded like silence where chaos used to live. No explanation, no paragraph, no softening to make it easier for someone else to swallow. Just no. And somehow, that quiet little word did what all my overthinking couldn't. It chose me. And for the first time, I heard it clearly. Not rejection, not attitude, not disrespect, but protection. No wasn't the end of something. It was the beginning of me. There's a moment after you say no where everything gets quiet. Not because nothing is happening, but because something shifted. So the question becomes, what exactly are you protecting? Let me show you. This piece is called Gardens Have Gates. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. But what flows from my heart? My heart is a garden full of flowers, from roses red as crimson, deep, rich, the kind you don't touch without intention, to tulips, soft pink, like the press of my two lips when I used to say yes before I meant it. See, some flowers are so precious that some gardens have gates. Not walls to keep love out, but gates to make sure it enters the right way. Because not every hand knows how to hold a petal. Not every presence understands that beauty requires gentleness. I've had people walk through me like I was public land. No warning, no reverence, just footsteps, heavy, careless, brushing past things that took seasons to grow. Tracking dirt, not just on me, but into spaces I once kept sacred. Spaces I prayed over. Spaces I protected the best way I knew how. I felt petals pulled, not gently, but without understanding. Hands reaching not to nurture, but because they didn't know what it meant to hold something soft. Like my bloom was something to take instead of something to be trusted with. And I stood there, learning in real time that not everyone knows how to care for what's growing. But this garden, oh, she learned. Now there's a gate. It doesn't open just because you knock. It opens when you come with care, with patience, with clean hands, and honest intentions. Because what grows here now is intentional. Peace is planted here. Joy has roots. And love is no longer given freely. It is grown, nurtured, earned. So if you find yourself standing at the entrance of my heart, understand this. I didn't close it. I protected it. Because even the most beautiful gardens have gates. This piece carries wisdom into authority. Once you understand why the boundary was necessary, you stop apologizing for it. You stop explaining it, and you start standing in it. And that's when everything changes. This next piece is called I Built a Gate, Not a Graveyard. They thought when I started saying no and setting boundaries for this sacred space I call my heart, that I was closing, like the air going still right before a storm. That kind of quiet that don't comfort you, it warns you. But let me be clear, I wasn't disappearing. I was shifting. Pulling my energy back from places that never knew how to hold it, reclaiming space that was never meant to be occupied without care. So, no, this isn't silence. This is alignment. This is what happens when I stop negotiating my peace just to make someone else comfortable. I wasn't closing. I was rearranging the atmosphere. I built a gate, not a graveyard, because nothing in me died. Not my softness, not my ability to love, not the way my heart still leans forward when it feels something real. I just stopped offering pieces of myself to people who only knew how to take. Stop translating my silence into comfort for those who misunderstood my boundaries as distance. Because somewhere along the way, I realized access is not love. Familiarity is not safety. And just because someone knows your heart doesn't mean they know how to care for it. I used to think keeping everyone close meant I was loving right. But loving right shouldn't require losing myself. So I stopped shrinking, stopped softening my truth to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. This isn't me becoming cold. This is me becoming clear. Clear about what I deserve, clear about what I allow, clear about what I will never again confuse with love. Because a graveyard is where things go to never be touched again. But a gate? A gate means there's still life here, still beauty, still softness, still love. Just no longer available for anything that doesn't come with care. I didn't lose my heart. I just learned how to hold it. And if love comes again, it won't find ruins. It'll find a garden, protected. So no, I didn't become distant. I became discerned. And anything meant for me will meet me at the gate. So, in this episode, we learned that boundaries didn't make me hard. They made me honest. And anything meant for me will meet me at the gate. Therapy complete.